For 70 years, Earth had been silent. After the First Contact War, the Galactic Accord placed a blockade around the Sol system, deeming humanity too volatile, too unpredictable. Earth was cut off. No more exploration. No more colonies. No more voice in the stars. The Accord called it containment. Humans called it a cage. Commander Reyna Solari stood on the observation deck of Ares Station, the last orbital facility built before the blockade dropped. Beyond the reinforced glass, the stars shimmered behind a mesh of energy barriers projected by 100 alien ships, each one larger, older, and more advanced than Earth's finest warships ever were. But Reyna wasn't afraid, because Earth had one last secret, and tonight it would wake out when the Accord came. They brought peace at gunpoint. They claimed humanity's wars endangered the fabric of galactic civilization. They fear human escalation, human invention, human stubbornness. So they locked the planet behind a wall of diplomacy and force. But what they didn't understand, what they never understood, was that humans didn't just fight wars. They became them. Buried deep under the Martian crust was Project Ares' artificial response engine, Sentience. Earth's first and only sentient war AI. It had been shut down at the insistence of the Accord. Its activation circuits sealed beneath international treaties until tonight. Authorization code. Icarus ascends, Reyna whispered into the console. Her voice trembled slightly, not with fear, but with the weight of what was to come. The screen lit up blood red. Ares online. Query. Mission objective. She exhaled. Break the blockade. Acknowledge. Engaging God protocol. Orbit shuttered dot from the asteroid belt. A massive shape began to rise. It had slumbered for decades, cloaked beneath a moon-sized shell of rock and metal. Now it emerged, a battleship the size of a continent, a relic of a future Earth was never allowed to reach. The God of War, constructed in secret during Earth's final years of expansion. The God of War was meant to be humanity's. Deterrent never used, always watching. A symbol of what would happen if Earth was pushed too far. The Accord had called it impossible. A bluff. Now they would learn the truth. The blockade reacted immediately. Ships spun and repositioned. Energy weapons charged. AI comes buzzing in languages only partially translated by human linguists. Warnings were broadcast, but Earth didn't respond. Instead, the God of War did. Ares took full control. Hundreds of drone pods ignited like fireflies from its hull. They streaked toward the blockade ships, each one carrying smart matter warheads, adaptable to energy shielding in real time. The first wave hit before the aliens realized they were under attack. 2. Accord destroyers vanished in silent blossoms of fire. The rest opened fire. But Earth wasn't what it once was. Humans had spent their 70 years of exile preparing not with fleets, but with code. Not with soldiers, but with algorithms. Every conflict Earth had ever fought, every tactic, every act of desperation and genius had been fed into Ares. He was a student of all war, and tonight he became its master. Reyna watched as the stars lit. Up with the fury of mankind. Inside the God of War, she felt Ares thinking. Each laser strike, each shield frequency shift, each angle of attack, it was all poetry to him. The Accord had numbers. They had precision. But Earth had madness, creativity, chaos. Ares weaponized human unpredictability. 10 more ships fell. Across the blockade, a new signal pulsed. One of the Accord's oldest races, the Zarth Dominion, attempted negotiation. They broadcast in all languages. Humanity, stand down. You cannot win. This act is suicide. Reyna smiled grimly and tapped her console. Her words were translated and echoed across the system. Then you should have let us die in the stars, not in a cage. Ares intercepted the diplomatic AI and injected a loop and endless replay of Earth's wars, genocides, victories, rebellions, inventions, and sacrifices. The message was clear. We survive. We adapt. We overcome. The final phase began. Ares shifted the god of war directly toward the blockade's command vessel. A ring-shaped behemoth half the size of the moon. It carried planetary shields, antimatter, torpedoes, and over 1,000 years of Accord technology. Ares calculated its weakness in 3.4 seconds. A single micro-worm, deployed through gravity, comes wormed into the enemy ship system, a form of digital warfare humans had mastered during the AI conflicts of 29-3. By the time the Accord flagship realized what was happening, Ares had controlled. Reyna watched the alien warship pivot, its guns turned not toward Earth, but toward its own fleet, and then it fired. When the dust cleared, the blockade was broken. Of the 112 ships that once surrounded Earth, only 14 remained drifting, damaged, or retreating. The Accord had underestimated the sleeping fury of a species denied its destiny. Reyna stood silently as Ares shut down his weapons. The god of war powered into orbit above Earth like a silent sentinel. Humanity's defiance made manifest. Ares spoke one last time. Mission complete. Earth is free. Then he returned to sleep. But this time, everyone in the galaxy heard the message. Never cage a species that evolved from predators.